Welcome to our How Not to Conduct a Psychometric Report feedback session with my good friend Michael Brown from Michael Brown Training, and I'm Spencer Holmes from projectleaders.com. So, Mike.
Morning, Spencer.
Morning, Mike. As you know, we've been going through these psychometric reports with all the team, just to look at some kind of personal development coaching, really, and so you know you can get a greater sense of where your strengths and your weaknesses are really in relation to what you're doing, and give you some ideas about how to develop yourself, really. Okay.
Great. Yeah. What is the profile? I wasn't sure.
It's just one of those.
Just got sent it.
It's called 15PF. So anyway, you've got a load of scores here, and we'll just go through them, really,
right,
and look at where you're weak and what you need to get better at, really.
And what will happen with with that report? What you're going to do? What happens?
Well, we'll make judgments based on your suitability, really, and I've shown it to a few guys, some of the team members, to get their sort of views as to whether or not it's accurate. And
who have you showed it to?
Steve's had a look at it. Mikey P's had a look at it. He just wanted to sort of have a look, really.
Right.
Just for fun, I suppose. I showed my wife last night because she's done a bit of this before, and obviously I've got it on record as your line manager, and I think that's about it. But
okay,
we'll just kind of show it to the people that are interested. You can probably have
will it go on my file?
Yeah, definitely go on your file. Yeah, it's a psychometric, it's a scientific thing, so it's a good, accurate record of pretty much exactly who you are.
Right. Okay. So the stuff I'm good at is obviously.
Well, we sort of know that, don't we, from your appraisal and that kind of thing. But yeah, it might pick up some of that as well. But mostly we want to look at kind of what's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Right. Okay. So it's called 15PF because it's got 16 factors, but don't worry about that. It's a detail.
Okay.
And you'll see there's a band down the middle there, which is kind of orange. Anywhere where you scored in the middle just means you're sort of average Joe Mo, really, not very interesting. So what we're going to really pick on, so we can get through this nice and quickly, is just the areas where you look a bit outside the norm. It's a bit odd in a way.
Okay. The more interesting stuff in some ways.
Well, it certainly is. Definitely.
Good and bad, presumably.
Yeah, presumably.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, first one is about how empathetic you are with people. I won't go into sort of boring you on that, really, because you've got right in the middle 5, so fine.
Yeah.
The second one's interesting. It's a thing called intellectance. Well, first of all, on that score, obviously you can't see where you scored. No. Where would you put yourself on intellectance?
Intellectance? What is intellectance?
Well, it speaks for itself, really, doesn't it? I suppose. If you don't know what it means, it's not that good.
Right.
But it's about, do you like intellectual concepts? Do you, like to read lots of books? Do you go to the art galleries and stuff? Do you go to the opera, or do you prefer to watch The Simpsons? That sort of thing,
Oh, okay. So, sorry, this is high. High. And
low,
high.
High means you're good at it. Low means you're not.
Oh, probably. Well, something like that, I should imagine. Very high. I've got a degree.
What's your degree again?
In music.
Alright.
Do you have to be, intellectual to do music?
Probably not.
No.
No. I think you'd probably be doing, an intellectual subject.
Right.
So, you can score yourself 8. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Mind if I take this?
Yeah, my
Hi.
wife.
Hi. Yeah, just go through this report thing with Mike. Yeah, the one that I showed you last night. Yeah, he probably will. Anyway, better go because we haven't got much time for this. Okay. Yeah, see you later. Bye. Sorry about that.
No
so, intellect, you scored yourself an 8, which is interesting because the report, which I've said is a scientific report, so accurate.
Yeah.
Gives you 3 on that.
Okay.
So it's a pretty big difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what I think here,
Yeah.
which is we're at really. What I think is that you've got a bit sort of quite a high opinion of yourself in terms of your intellectual rigour, but really that's misplaced.
Okay.
So the next one is
what? So that's it.
Well, I think because you've got low intelligence, that's probably a reason for you getting the score wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the next one is the degree to which you're affected by your feelings. How kind of how much you is in the twist sort of thing.
Right.
So anyway, what do you give yourself for that?
Affected by feelings. Yeah, I'm sort of I would describe myself as quite a sensitive sort of person. That's why I enjoy my job as a internal counsellor. And I've been told in the past, that people think I'm quite sensitive and sort of empathetic and so on. So I'll give it. Which that says affected by feelings. That says emotionally stable. So which if I think I'm affected by feelings, I'm over this side, am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably give it a 3, something like that. Maybe even a 2.
Right. Okay. Yeah. 3 and a 2. Maybe 2.5 or something like that.
2.5.
2.5.
5.
Interesting. So the report does actually put you at a 2. So on that scale, what that's saying is you're right.
Yeah.
Because you've agreed with the report.
Good.
To say scientific.
Is that good? That it's right.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Right.
So the next couple are right in the middle. Boom, 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 boom. What's interesting here?
What's this one over here? What's that one?
Okay, let's go that one then. Might as well, gets us towards the end, doesn't it? This is says radical on one end and conventional on the other. So I expect self-explanatory, is it really?
Radical and conventional.
Yeah, I mean, what's the latest?
I vote conservative.
Right, so conventional then.
Yeah, I suppose.
Right, so what did you put yourself there?
Conventional.
Right.
Give it 1.
Absolutely 1.
Yeah.
Okay. And the report has you, funnily, as a 9 on this, which means...
I'm wrong again.
I think it means you're wrong. You probably didn't... Going back to the intellect, I expect you probably didn't really understand the question, something like that. I expect. So if you, let's say you are really conventional, where do you think that's holding you back at work? And what sort of, how much of a problem do you think we find that in your behaviour?
How much of a problem we find it? What?
Well,
the department.
The company.
Problem? Don't know it. Why would it be a problem being conventional?
Yeah, that's the question. That is the question.
Well, I don't know is the answer to that. I thought maybe you could tell me. I mean, that's what the session's for, isn't it, really?
I suppose probably it's best if I give you the benefit of some of my experience and my advice there. It's an ever-changing world. The only constant is change. Change is it. Change is the real thing. Adapt or die.
Yeah.
Got to change. Got to keep rolling with the punches, moving with the shakers. That kind of thing. That's what this company is all about, after all.
Right.
We make rubber grommets, and that world doesn't stand still.
No.
So you need to reflect on that, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
Is it?
Not panning out brilliantly, is it? Have you sort of obviously in your role as the counsellor, have you had any counselling? Have you sort of?
No, I do it.
Yeah, I know, but they so often say that the therapist is the one most in need of therapy, don't they? So, what do you think?
Hairdressers always have the worst haircuts.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. Plumbers are leaky taps.
Yeah, counsellors leaky. Counselling, whatever. Something like that.
No, I've never had any counselling, no.
So you probably need to get less conventional and you need to get more intellectual, we found. Reading a few books. I like to read books. You've probably seen me reading books before. Be a bit more like me.
I do read. I read books.
What sort of
like like reading biographies.
Oh right, okay. What's
Winston Churchill, sort of historical stuff.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty conventional guy, conservative.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm a great admirer.
Yeah, that says a lot.
Mm.
Pretty much at the end now, thankfully. So this last one, composed or tense-driven. What would you say?
I'm feeling quite tense now, I've got to say.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why is that? Have you sort of uncovered a few things you're not comfortable with?
Well, I feel as though I've been a bit exposed, actually.
Well, you know.
I wasn't quite sure when I filled it in what the implications were.
Right.
I'm feeling a little bit vulnerable now, I've got to say.
Right, okay, so what do you suggest you should do about that?
Well, short of personality transplant or something like that.
Sadly, you can't provide those.
No.
Do you think you're in the right job? Sorry, just thinking about something that Mike said about this. But anyway, what do you reckon?
I say, can we keep it quiet?
Bit late for that. To be honest, bit late.
Well, thank you very much for the session.
That's right. It also says here that you've got quite high anxiety, so you probably need to just think about.
I'm feeling quite tearful now, actually.
Yeah. Don't worry too much about it. I'd say. Just be a bit more like me, and go with the flow.
Thanks.
All right.
Can I go now?
I hope that was useful.
Thanks. Can we stop the tape?
Oh yeah, sorry. Did I mention the video? It's just,
I saw it there.
Yeah.
That's not going on the file as well, is it?
We'll probably put it on the intranet, just as good practice, because people need to learn from me about how to do these things properly. Some people spend hours on this stuff. God.
Yeah.
How long was that? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Job done.
Thank you.
All right.